Did anyone ever watch Tarzan the animated series on Disney Channel? Because that was a thing. And I specifically remember this episode where they set up a radio tower at like some sort of trading point down by the beach. And when they did, all of the animals in the jungle would just go crazy and go, "Stop the ringing!" Like it would happen to, God, what are the names in English? Tantor, I think? And what's the name of Tarzan's gorilla buddy in English? I only know the Swedish name. Turk? Oh yeah, Turk. Turk would also go like super crazy and be super violent for no reason. And then when they destroy the radio tower, everybody just finally go, "Oh, thank God, the ringing finally stopped." Because only the animals were able to hear it. For some reason, that is just a really vivid memory that I have. I'm surprised you remember so well. There's just certain things that get stuck in my memory, like really, really well, that I just can recall super, super clearly. And it's never anything useful. It's usually really random stuff. Like, for example, I remember the first time I played a Sonic game, but I didn't know that it was a Sonic game, and it was on a PC, because Sonic the Hedgehog 3 and Knuckles had a PC port. And I played that over at somebody's house, and I had no idea what it was. But I remember it. I also remember my first jump scare, my first screamer. It was a, it was a PowerPoint presentation that got shared around, like, email. And then, like, obviously I didn't have email back then because I was tiny. But the person that did receive it decided, like, "Hey, Ike, you wanna see this?" And I just looked at it, and they said, like, "There's something scary's gonna happen. Like, scary's gonna happen when you see this." And I just watched, like, this blank room saying that, "Oh, this family insists that there's ghosts in their living room. Can you find them?" So I was just sitting there, innocently looking around, and then all of a sudden this white, like black and white lady with like her eyes whited out or something goes, "Boo!" for like 1 second, and I jumped so hard that I flew up into the desk like that. That's how hard I jumped. But I didn't start crying or anything. I just jumped and then was confused about it. And then I just kind of walked away, and then like it happened again a little bit later. It went whoa again. So I was just completely fine by it. It wasn't until when I went to bed that I noticed that something was wrong, because that's when I noticed, oh, I'm really afraid of what's in the dark. And it's because I'm thinking about that thing from earlier. So I wasn't scared in the moment. I was completely fine by it, but it was everything after that ended up making me feel sort of like, I wouldn't call it traumatized, but you know what I mean. And after that, then I was really bad with jump scares. I've gotten better with them now. But for a long while, I could smell jump scares coming. I don't know if you guys have heard, but I don't know how many of you are into lost media and stuff, but I'm kind of into it. I dabble every now and again. And there was one lost media search that's ongoing right now, is to find a Super Mario 64 screamer from back in the day on YouTube. That was just somebody playing Mario 64 and talking about how to unlock something secret or whatever. And then it ended with a screamer. And people are trying to find that. I was a victim of that screamer. So when I saw people talking about it, I was like, no way I remember watching this. Because when I was watching it, it felt weird. Something was off. So I turned up the volume on my speakers, hit play on the video, and walked away. And waited until I eventually heard the scream. I was like, no freaking way I call that. No way I knew that was a screamer. And then I closed it and I never watched it again. And then all of these years later, people are trying to find that thing again. And I kind of want them to as well. I'm nostalgic for that now. Thank you for explaining our suffering. You get it. You get it, Camellia.
やる気が出ない、やる気が出ない、布団から出られない